Is everyone having a pretty good day today? Any crazy weather? I don't get why this thing's such a big bottle. I know I'm going live quite a bit earlier than I normally do. Hey Jeep Bam, how you doing? Did you went and hunted any hogs yet? Just got done fishing. Definitely wouldn't be fishing around here. We've had a ton of sleet that's turned into nothing but ice. We got at least 2 inches of nothing but ice out right now. Everything's covered.
She texted me back.
What'd she say?
She put yes with an exclamation point.
You missed the live last night? Oh yeah, the one on TikTok. That was a long live, man. I started about this time, a little before 6:30, and it was almost midnight when it was over. It was a long one, but oh, I missed it. I see. Yeah, I missed it. I started that live a little before 6:30, and it was almost midnight before it ended. Um, but you know, I ended up having a lot of people come in the video and had guests on there, so had some pretty big people, some pretty big accounts on there that joined our live. Hey Fisher, how you doing? Last night was definitely the best live I've ever had on TikTok. You made it to 1,000 on TikTok, CB. That's awesome, man. Yeah. If whenever you do go live, message me on TikTok and before you go live, and I'll try my best to get on there. I know a lot of times I'll end up missing TikTok lives, but it seems like a lot of people that do lives on TikTok, they don't do them very long, but 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I end up missing a bunch of them. But usually when I go live, I'll have everybody come in at some point, and it's an all-night event. I think last night's live, I think it said there was altogether like 1,400 people that viewed it while I was live, people coming in and out. So it was crazy. Hey Bruce, how you doing? Hey Robs, how you doing? Everybody having a pretty good day and a pretty good week? The wife is about to ask a question. Too long for you to type. I get that. Hey Alex, how you doing? Does anybody else get a bunch of crazy weather this week? We're glad season's over. Yeah, that's how I felt for about 4 or 5 days, and then I was ready to get back out there. Although, um, so from my house to the post office that I take all my packages to is like, 10, 12 minutes to get there. And there's a river slash creek that's along the way. And with all the ice we had, all the trees are really standing out. Well, I was just looking down at the creek and I seen about 8 trees in one spot that had been chewed on by beavers real recently. So I'm definitely going to have to find out who has that. Brooke, no, I've never had anybody gift me anything on TikTok. Uh, One thing I will say is kind of like here on YouTube, TikTok, they're like when you're live, people can buy those little gifts and send them to you. Well, when people do that, TikTok takes, 50, 60% of those gifts. So, if somebody buys, the sunglasses or whatever and sends them to you and it costs them $1, well, TikTok's going to take like 50 cents of that. And then, like here on YouTube, when you do the super chats, YouTube takes like 40% of those. So, if somebody super chats $10, YouTube keeps 4 of that, and whoever you send it to gets $6. As if you watch their video and then you PayPal'd it to them, they would get like 95% of what you sent them. So, take 70, yeah. So, yeah, I knew it wasn't very much. All the people that came in the live yesterday, I ended up getting, it was like 150 roses and TikToks, and people sent me all kinds of little gifts and stuff, whatever they're called. And I ended up getting 97 cents after everything. So, I mean, it's better than nothing, but, they definitely take a bunch of it. It's been going good. Glad to know. 85 in fog, yeah. We've been in the teens here with a bunch of ice. We're flooded. Yeah, I have my PayPal, my Cash App, and my Venmo on my bio on there. But, yeah, I've never had anybody send me anything. And it's not really there because I want people to send stuff. It's just, I've had a lot of people ask before. So it's easier just to, I guess, have it there than to keep answering the same question over and over. Take that, Pretty much all these social media sites are owned by people like that. Yeah. The problem with most of our rivers and stuff is the river itself is owned by the state, but the land that goes beside it is all private land. So you have to get permission from the landowner to get across their land, unless you're wanting to go into a public access and, go a mile and a half up the river or something. Oh yeah, I can't get super chats either. You gotta be I think you gotta be monetized and able to get those. So you have to have 1,000 followers, and I think I've got like 440 or 450, something like that. Had some snow this morning, but yeah, we've had all sleet and lots of sleet. Yeah.
She wants me to reach back out like a week or two before to just
Yeah.
confirm it.
Whatever pond is iced over. Yeah, modern day warfare, pretty much. Hey, dear Slayer, how you doing? Yeah. So I officially have 3 tables reserved for the NTA, and we have a Airbnb house reserved. So, We're going to be at the NTA, I guess. We're going to be looking for a few people that want to go in on the Airbnb with us, because it is a whole lot cheaper than a hotel. Hey Scab, how you doing? Having a pretty good day? I guess you guys have been getting quite a bit of rain up there, haven't you, Scab? Yeah. Um, there's definitely a lot going on over there. Wore out in the rain, yeah. I know, I got a buddy in Mississippi that's trapping, and he got flooded out bad, and then I got another buddy in South Carolina or North Carolina that's had quite a bit of rain. Yeah, that's a lot of, us trappers on TikTok. That's kind of what we said. We get videos taken down for all sorts of things, just dumb things.
Yeah. They need new shirts.
Okay. But, we get videos taken down all the time, but some girl can, dance half naked and she'll have 10 million views in half a day. So, I don't get it. Ben, we don't really have red fox here. We have gray fox. Scab. All the foxes I've ever trapped here were all gray fox. Although I did finally get my bobcat tagged, so I'm going to be sending it off. Now it'll probably be Monday before I get it sent off. And I'm going to have a couple first hand, which I need to let him know that we didn't get it sent. You caught a fish today, no clue what it was though. Did you keep it? Keep it for dinner? No, I've only been doing it for 13 minutes.
Can I spend $2
Why?
on a book?
All you have is reds and you have too many coyotes.
Actually, I think I can do it for $1.
Yeah, yeah, get out there and trap a bunch of them. See if you can get anybody in your local area to start trapping. It was tiny, your lure was almost the same size. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Huh?
I'll find it again.
So, you're a moron, you're out making some fur hangers and milking. Did you get your monthly package today? And Peggy's gonna be on your Instagram, alright. You just got the one? Ben, it's not really private what was in it, but I try not to really announce it until everybody that's ordered them gets them. Uh, if you follow Trapper J, he always does a video with one. Wasn't even thinking and opened it. Then Yeah, Scab, it happens. It happens. It was a bust today. Yeah, that sucks, but sometimes it's just the way it is. You have those days with everything, whether it's hunting, trapping, whatever. You got days you do really well and days that it seems like it wasn't even worth getting out of bed. Scab, did you like what was in it? Send any piggies to market today? Yeah, Deer Slayer Scab has a channel. You guys go follow Scab. Follow everybody. Go follow Jeep Fam, Scab. If you guys have a channel, go follow each other. Support each other. Uh, Ben, like, what do you mean kind of birds? Like quail, pheasant, ducks, turkey? What are you talking about? We have some turkey, not a lot. Um, we have the occasional quail, but not a whole lot like that. Thing is a beast. Yeah, we back. Got the sub. Alright. Hey, Otter Cat, how you doing tonight? So I know I'm doing my live a lot earlier than I normally do. I wasn't too sure how many people would be able to get on because usually it's about 9 o'clock before I do a live. Pheasant. I've never seen a wild pheasant here, but uh, I know there's a lot of places that do those. They're like bird hunts, but basically you call them, you schedule a hunt, and you can buy packages that come with different birds. And basically, what they do is when you buy the birds you want to hunt, they'll go put them out in the field, and a lot of times those birds will fly off. So there's a few kind of like that fly off and stick around, but not a whole lot. It was so nice to be standing in the ocean up to my waist. Yeah. Hey, Internet Veteran, how you doing tonight? Like I said, I'm kind of surprised how many people was able to get on as early as I did it. You know these people?
Won't.
Since it's just a rain in 48 hours, more coming. Articot, yeah. Uh, we've been getting a lot of sleet here, so. Yeah, I say they don't fly near as good, but there's a lot of them that fly off. I went bird hunting a long time ago, and went with somebody. They took me, and they had bought, what was it? They bought some woodchuck and some quail and something. They didn't buy any pheasants, but there ended up being a pheasant that somebody didn't shoot that I ended up shooting. So it was my first pheasant, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I said, my friend up in Mississippi, he got straight up, you know, I think he said he had 26 sets out and 21 of them were tripped from the rain. They had so much rain at, such a short period of time, it's come down like crazy. You get more minks. Uh, I don't even know what I'm thinking of, Ben. Yeah, I know you said you slipped a disc. Is that doing any better yet? Oh. Whenever you're done, can I see that for a second? I'm going to Google something real quick.
You better do your 10-second tidy. You better clean up.
Hey, Adventures with James, how you doing?
Hurry, clean up.
Put it out. Yeah. See, a lot of people have flooded out from what I've heard. We just have a ton of ice. I got 3 skunks. I don't know. Start for starter. You stoked. It's awesome. Adventures with James.
What, baby?
What's wrong? Mouth? Did you hurt? Hurt? Did you hit your mouth?
Yeah, it's broken. No, don't touch.
You got 6 skunks. That sucks. Yeah, I seen you on there. Had a long live last night. Long one. I think it was about 6.5 hours. But it's crazy, you know. I just kept having different guests on there, and it was. Time flew by. It didn't seem like it was near as long as it was. Hot? Are you okay? Yeah. Yeah, TikTok lives are definitely a lot different than YouTube. It takes a little bit to get used to it. Is that good? Hot? It ain't hot no more. You let it sit too long, it's not hot no more. What? Yeah, I'd say I'm still learning stuff on the TikTok lives. How many farms do I trap? This year I trapped it's like one section of land and then 2 farms today. My daughter At that time, she'll be just over 2 years old, and yeah, she'll be with us.
She'll be 25 months.
Yeah, that's a little over 2 years. That's because I kind of thought about camping for a minute, but then I was like, you know what? With her, it's gonna be hard. You know, camping 1 or 2 nights would be hard, but 5 nights, I don't, I don't think she'll be able to handle that, and I don't really want to pay, $600-700 for a hotel, especially when we can get a house for that.
Hopefully people.
Soon, AutoCAD soon. It's been so busy the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy. Can I introduce you to the family? Yeah, I have my daughter on here quite often, but my wife don't like it.
What? Oh, we won't
If we camped, it would be with the tent, but we're gonna end up getting an Airbnb. We're gonna get a house.
The 4 bedroom, 2 bath.
Mm-hmm. Scab
What?
said, "Can you introduce us to the family?" And Scab said, Carl and Kenzie. Kenzie, come here. Come here. No. Kenzie said no.
My baby.
All right, Adventures with James.
They can meet me in person at the NTA.
Kenzie, come here. Come here. My daughter's crazy, so. Oh, yeah. Are you crazy? Say hi. Say hi. Look, Kenzie, look. Kenzie, who is that? Is that baby? Baby? Yeah? Baby? Oh, you seen a cookie?
I don't have to. You get Daddy's wallet. So let's go shopping.
No. Yeah, Jeep fam will be there. Can you say hi? Say hi. Say hi. You got a cookie? You threw it? Say hi. Hi.
Do you want your cookie?
No, no.
No, get your finger out of Daddy's drink. Where's your cookie?
She threw it.
No, the cookie's in the car.
Hey, PA, how you doing?
She might have thrown them away.
You kicking my phone? Say hi. Say hi. Why are you kicking my phone? You want to go play? Love you.
You want some
Oh,
gummies?
you want cookie? You want gummy? Yeah, gummy. Art cat, no, that's all me. Yeah, I got a few beaver traps set today. Two 330s, two. That's awesome, PA. Hopefully you do pretty good. She likes to be friends with everybody. Hey Gary, how you doing? Carl is a grump. Yeah, my Kenzie's crazy. Look.
No.
Throw that away.
Just throw that away. Thank you. You're so good.
There you go.
Staying warm. Yeah, we're definitely not doing that too well. It's been pretty cold the last 2 days.
And that's gonna be for the family of 8, right?
Huh? Asking what?
It's for the family of 8, right?
No. We're coming for a convention. Hey James, how you doing tonight? I gotta get me a haircut soon. That's good. Doing good's always better than doing bad. So did anybody catch anything today? Any coyotes, beaver, anything? I know we had a little competition going on with mink, it seems like earlier. I don't think Iowa Trapper's going to win that one.
Will you give me the clippers?
You caught a skeeter. Depends on how big it was. Did you weigh it? Catching a buzz right now. You caught a nap. Boy. Huh? Asked him if anybody caught anything. Jeep fam said he's catching a buzz right now. Scab said he caught a skeeter. Deerslayer said he caught a nap. We had mink sense out is now 8 foot deep. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people. We're getting flooded out right now. I have a friend up in Mississippi that he got hit pretty hard. He had, I think, 20, 27, 28 sets out, and like 21 of them were set off by the rain. Man. Dang, Scab, that's a monster. Alright, Fisher. Internet better. You don't have to catch him. That's just all the time for him. Catching him would be like catching him doing something half decent. You know what I told my family the other day? Was it Tuesday night? We was eating, and he was talking about the Ukraine and Russia, and that they were scared about scared of the United States. I said, there's only two things that are scared of Joe Biden. That's his toilet and his pants. That's it.
I don't remember you saying that.
I'm gonna end up getting in trouble on this one. Do a video flashing it. Scam.
What's your mom?
Yeah, what do you call it? Corn pot. Don't forget about it.
I'm gonna tell him to hold on.
How do you fall upstairs? Yeah.
Hey.
Jamie's phone went to voicemail.
Yeah, he's on a YouTube live.
Oh, is he? Okay. I was just checking on the roads.
The highway's clear.
Okay.
The
And
roads ain't that bad.
the back roads from Pineville are just patchy, but the dirt road's solid sheet.
Kind of flushed
Okay.
itself.
But it's okay, though, to travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
We made it out and back, but I slid a little bit, enough to kick in my traction control.
On the dirt road or on the
Yeah, on the dirt road.
Driving off onto the highway.
highway? Alright. I wonder if I go up the back way or should I go up the front way?
Probably go out the front way. I think Scottsdale and Ardwell would probably still be covered.
Okay. Yeah, I know Bill Vista's been out working on the roads.
Yeah, I'm not. I would go out the front way just to be safe.
I know Beaver's starting to go up a little bit.
And then, I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't know if I
come
can
home.
get it going or not.
Nosy
Yeah,
kids.
Yeah, that's the other.
Yeah.
I thought about coming home that way from Walmart, but then Sissy kept following us.
Yeah, I know there for a while people weren't even able to sell Beaver.
Go the back way for her to
And
stop
now
at
they're
your
talking
house,
about Beaver's going up a little
she kept
bit.
following me, so I turned around at Gary and Dee's. And so when I was coming back home, I was just going to come home and walk around the house, but I couldn't make it up the little driveway.
But,
so I had to go up.
a lot of those places, if you look at it, it says, they're paying up to, $20 for something. The average is probably like $7 or $8. Just because they're saying they're paying up to 20, there could have been, one that they paid $20 for, and the rest were probably around $7, $8. So, don't just expect to be getting 20 if that's what they're saying. And the price has changed so much right now.
I didn't realize I was sliding.
20 to 25. Yeah, the casters are kind of crazy. I seen a couple sales where they were doing caster about $100 a pound, and then I seen some that were about $60 a pound. So. Are you okay? She's crazy. There was an order that got hit at the hospital. Scam. Yeah. Say, when it comes to prices, it really depends on where you're at in your area and your state. Are you having fun?
Pick up your trash and throw it away, baby.
Are you having fun? And David says about 8 pounds of casters and stuff. Yeah. I use quite a bit of caster in my baits and lures. The problem is it's when you need it, it's hard to have the money to buy it. Hey, Hunt Ready, how you doing? So, I've talked to a few people about caster and stuff, and they want you to buy 4 or 5 pounds from them, and it's like, I don't need 5 pounds of it. All right, Ben. Yeah, no kidding. Chasing the dollar, yeah, I know how it is. Deer Slayer, it really depends on what size beaver you have, because if you have 3 or 4 big ones, you might be able to get a pound. If you have 10 small ones, you get a pound. It really depends on the size difference. You can't say 6 or 7 beaver will give you a pound of caster when 2 of them might be huge and 4 of them might be just really small. That kryptonite to use this weekend. That's awesome, Trapper Louisiana. I hope it does really good for you. I appreciate the support, the business, man. That's what I said. We was going to the post office today, and I just happened to look over and seen, at least half a dozen trees that have been chewed on recently by beaver, and I was like, oh, really? I was like, I might have to see about getting in there, even if there's one beaver. I'd be happy to trap one beaver. I'll take one or two of my Duke 650s down there and trap one.
I told your mom to call Jacob, see how the back way is.
This time of year, you can get them that produce quarter, half pound, easy sometimes. Yeah. Well, in PA, there's a big difference between green and dried. Huh? A pound of dried castor is worth a whole lot more than a pound of green castor. Yeah, I use beaver castor in a couple of my recipes, but it's one of those things that's hard to buy in bulk. Monday's the last day of the season, yeah. Arcat, I don't blame you, I know a lot of people that, they'll keep half their caster and sell half of it. Yeah, beaver's like one of the best meats to use for trapping. There's about 4 or 5 meats that are really good for bait, but beaver's like number one. Really? She has a big Lego and she's acting like it's a gun. Are you okay? Yeah, our beaver lasts until March 31st. I just ain't had a place to trap them, but I seen that place today where there's some beavers chewing, so I'm gonna have to see if I can't figure out how to get on there. Beaver goes the end of March. Yeah, everything wants to eat a beaver. Beaver meat has like a sweet smell to it almost. Or sweet smell. Has a sweet taste to it, and that's why a lot of animals want it. It's kind of like castor, castor's got that sweetness that a lot of animals like. You have a limit on beaver, Pennsylvania? Oh. So did anybody catch anything today on their line? Raccoon, possum, anything? That's crazy. Alright, Deer Slayer. Some parts of P only let you set 4 traps. Yeah, I know there's a couple states that have a limit on the traps you can run. I think it's Oklahoma. You can only have like 25 sets, dry land sets out. Something like that. 25, I think. Yeah. Your line's been pulled since about Christmas. Yeah. My season ended January 31st, and that's when I ended mine. I really wish I had had about at least 2 more weeks to go because that last week and a half that I was trapping, man, I was just catching a lot of stuff and doing really good. And it's hard to, pulling your line is not ever a good thing, but having to pull your line when you're doing such a good job, your traps are filling up good. That one really hurts. But they're supposed to be voting in Missouri next month to whether they're going to extend our season or not. So if it passes, our dryland season will go to the end of February, and on private land it could go to the beginning of March, or not the beginning, the middle of March. That was quick, dear Slayer. Yeah, like I said, I'd seen those trees today. Now I'm really anxious to see who owns that land. If I can go out there with 2 or 3 650s and catch one beaver, I'll be so happy about that. Illinois season goes February 20th ish. Yeah. Well, so I hope they extend our season, but I'm seeing about starting to do that uh, nuisance trapping, ADC work. You had anything on truck animals 2865. That's crazy, Scab. So Scab, you have all your traps pulled, your water traps and everything now. I can drink some more. I feel like so disgusting. It's not funny. Really, I think a little too close though. That's crazy, PA. See, as far as I know, here in Missouri, you can, have 10,000 out if you want. And then put your water line back out and film it when you get back from vacation. Awesome. So I said, it'd be pretty cool to be able to go put some sets out. Unless they're in otter, 5 traps. Huh. How many otter are you allowed in Pennsylvania? I know a lot of states they only allow 1, if any. So here in Missouri, we don't have a limit on any animal. Just our otters and bobcats have to be tagged. The tags are free. I think that's just how they keep count of how many have been taken. Of the people that actually get them tagged. I got 6 cat sets out and still has the water on it. You did pull them today? 8-day auto season. That's crazy. That's crazy. 8-day season, you're gonna have 5 sets out. We're down in Missouri in April for a turkey hunt. That's awesome. I know a lot of people come to Missouri in April to go turkey hunting. A lot of people go up northern Missouri. So, I've never really went turkey hunting. I've thought about it a couple times, but we just right here in my local area, we don't really have the turkey, and I don't really want to drive, hour and a half away to go hunt turkey. That's crazy. It's one otter. Yeah, I know. Nebraska finally opened up an otter season this year, this last season, and everybody was allowed one. And about everybody I know in Nebraska, the water traps caught their otter like the first week of season. Powersville, I'm not sure where that's at. But I know a couple people that are going up to northern Missouri in April. You go shoot a turkey and try to. I need to do a lot of stuff, I know, but another thing I want to do is go. I want to go hunt some hogs all the way north. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's where a lot of people go. Is northern Missouri, right up there on Iowa. What I need to do is just get a hold of Trapper Jay and say, hey, I'm gonna come up there. We're going to go snag some spoonbill and go turkey hunting. We're gonna go trap some beaver. So get ready.
Cheese! 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 Cheese!
So we're gonna have a busy couple of days.
What?
So much cheese.
What's too bad?
Cheese!
Eat your cheese pizza.
Cheese!
Eat your pizza.
There's cheese on your plate.
Cheese!
Okay.
No!
Honey. Yeah. You done made her mad now.
Nothing like that's not gonna get you anything. Okay, Jamie Jr. No, ma'am.
You made her mad.
No, ma'am. We do not throw carpet. We do not throw our toys over bed.
He's in the northwest corner. He's like right beside Iowa and Nebraska.
Go sit in your chair.
You got turkeys here. Yeah, so we have some turkeys, a few here, but not enough that I want to go shoot them. You know what I mean? Yeah, he catches quite a few. Don't laugh, it'll just encourage him. Yeah. I can't help it sometimes. Now she's fine. Need to drive north 40 minutes. I can use it too. That's crazy, PA. See, that's the kind of stuff right there that confuses some people. That's what I tell everybody. You know, where I live, I'm 2.5 minutes from Arkansas. But there's things in Arkansas they can do I can't. There's things I can do here that they can't. And, you know, we're 2.5 minutes apart. That's crazy. Alright, Hunt Ready, man. I appreciate you hopping on here tonight. You have a good night, man. Hey, Fisher, you're back? Hey, Jake's too long. Weird time on camera. Yeah, that, last, property that I trapped. There was one day we went over there and there was probably at least a dozen turkeys walking, and 3 of them had beards that were, you know, almost to the ground. They were pretty big. Then again, there's not really enough there to, you know, go hunt them. That's here on my family's old farm. We've always had turkeys, but there's never enough to want to go shoot them. one of these days, hopefully I'll have my own property and I'll be able to, manage it the way I want and be able to hunt and stuff on it. So, but you never know. So what does everybody have planned to do this weekend? Publish good here. Yeah. Yeah, predators are hard on turkeys and stuff. Fishing live. You gonna do that tomorrow? Jeep fam? Nothing that you know of? Well, having nothing to do is better than having to work, I guess. You got people that turkey hunt with rifles? Hey! Huh? And she's laying down. Are you laying down?
We're not gonna have the baby tomorrow.
Why?
She said she thinks the office will be closed.
You looking for a new beaver spot? With 22? I would rather use a shotgun than a 22 on turkey. Huh? What about it? I brought it home because I thought Kenzie would like it. It's that rock that I brought home. I thought my daughter would like it, but she just throws it. It's got, sparkly. I figured she'd like it.
She looks like it. Oh, well, her TV's half broken.
Hey, Billingsley, how you doing tonight? I see so good in here, yeah. Yeah, turkeys definitely have some good vision. It's crazy how good it is, actually. We're doing pretty good. Getting some crazy weather. We got a bunch of sleet the last couple of days. It's turned into just a huge sheet of ice. So we got about 2 inches of ice outside right now. Everywhere. Alright. Billingsley, I assume you're going to be at the NTA. Snowing, freezing rain here most of the day, yeah. Say sleet, freezing rain, we've had a few snow flurries, but
Thunder.
yeah, we had a bunch of thunder this morning.
Lightning.
A 3-mile walk, yeah, that wouldn't be fun if you did catch a beaver. Have to carry a 50-pound beaver out 3 miles. Yeah.
That'll be a long walk.
Yeah, you got it, just run, don't walk. They're gonna be in there. Are you gonna do tailgating? Or are you gonna be in one of the buildings? This will be my first time setting up at the NTA. We went last year, but we kind of just, walked around and visited. That's where I got to meet a lot of people for the first time.
I didn't meet Dale there.
No. Met him in Missouri the first time. I don't know what I'm doing from there. Oh, scam. Going to Kansas City's house. Yeah, I'm thinking about going to the FDA too. The big thing on it is it's really not too far from me. How far is it? Lawrence, Kansas.
It's like 5 hours.
I don't think it's that far. Tailgating, you didn't get a table in time. It's crazy how much, huh?
3.5.
So the FTA is 3.5 hours from me, so that's not too bad compared to a lot of them. You know, there's a bunch of them that are, 9 to 11 hours away, so that's not too bad. No. The tables at the NTA are kind of ridiculous compared to everywhere else, A lot of the ones I went to, I think the most I paid was $25 a table. And then there was a couple like Arkansas and Oklahoma that were free. And then the NTA is $105 a table. Huh? Motorized bikes, it was already called. PA. That's funny. People are just dumb. That's my problem. I've had a lot of like, I'd say not really trolls or haters, but people on, Facebook and TikTok today. It's like, mind your own business, you know what I mean? People just, I don't know. It's like they always think they're smarter and they have to be right. And if they think you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, they try to make a big deal out of it because, oh, look at me, look what I caught this person doing. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know. I've had problems today. 105. It doesn't matter if you bring your own table. That's how much it is for the space. The beaver's in the basket tied to the front. Yeah, I bet. Are you jumping? Jace?
No, you just don't leave the table.
That's my biggest problem with the NTA, man. It's gonna be so expensive to go there this year. It's kind of one of those things. I hope that the advertising of being there pays off, because it's definitely not something that I'm gonna go there and make money. If that makes sense.
What's your pizza to eat?
And that's what a lot of the conventions are. You don't really make money at the conventions. It's more or less of trying to get your name out while you're there, meeting customers and stuff like that. Because there's a couple of the conventions we went to last year that all in all it cost us $1,000 a little more to go to them. Between the gas and food and the hotel and table rentals and just all that stuff, it adds up. So yeah, it's definitely not cheap.
Especially when you have a daughter.
That's what I had a lot of people last year. Especially like people here in my town that I know that I talk to. Tell them you're going to a convention. They're like, oh, you're going to a convention? Yeah. you must be doing really good then, being able to go to one of those. Like, I bet you made a lot of money, and it's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, you gotta go for the exposure. You buy about every old long screen you see and leave broke. I understand that. Alright, Fisher. Yeah, I don't know. I still haven't got a full yes or no answer from Trapper J. When I ask him, he just goes, I don't know. And then the other day, he said something, and I was like, oh, so you're not going to the NTA? He's like, well, I never said that. I was like, oh, so you're going? He's like, well, I don't know. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Yeah, most people have no clue at all. Especially when there's a couple of those conventions you go to, and as far as your sales, you're really doing good if you get close to breaking even. At least that's how I seen it last year. And when you go a couple of those the conventions we went to, and I mean, there's times just sat there for 3 hours and ain't nobody, walk by or stop by your booth, and it's like, oh boy. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this one.
It's even worse when you have
Hey, Ben.
a 1-year-old.
People clear to Alabama one time. Yeah, that's kind of how we were in Oklahoma last year. It's one of those, gotta give them a reason to stop in the booth. Well, what I'm saying is there's some that it's not even people are not stopping in your booth. I mean, there's just not people there. The Oklahoma one was by far the worst. But they had the convention the same weekend as their youth season opening for deer. So Friday was pretty slow, but it was acceptable, I'll say. And then Saturday was horrible. I mean, by Saturday we opened at 8 o'clock, and by 10:30, most of the people there had already packed up and was leaving because there was nobody there. I mean, I think between 8 and 9 there was like 8 or 9 people walk in, and then from like 9 to noon there was like 5 people walk in. I mean, it was horrible. Definitely didn't. That trip we barely made our gas money back, let alone the hotel and all that other stuff.
We buy the cheap hotels.
Talking about conventions. Make a game to play to win wolf fangs or trap like something. Yeah. Yeah, Dale, you definitely dodged a huge bullet by not going to that one. It was pretty bad.
It was like, wasn't Missouri slow?
Missouri was about the same as Nebraska and Iowa. Hey, PC, how you doing? Doing good, just been really busy. Last couple days have been busy, trying to get stuff done with some horrible, horrible weather. Dale, all in all, what would you say the best state convention you've been to is? Like, as far as the people that are there and the people you meet, and the business-wise. Because I know there's some that I really like the people there, and that's more or less the reason why I want to go back. And then there's some that, there's pretty good business there. In our convention, usually has more handicap black spots. Scab, I'm not real sure what you kind of mean by that, but that's hilarious. At least you can deduct it from tax. Yeah, the biggest part of conventions is having the mileage to deduct. Because we had a lot of mileage last year. Try to talk any company but past. Yeah. That's definitely not, Oklahoma's definitely not going to be one of the first ones that I'm going to throw on my list, but, if it comes to the point where I have a lot of people asking me to go and stuff like that, I'll go. But I'm definitely not going to take all the stuff that I did last year. You know what I mean? There's no reason to take a whole bunch of stuff and then have to pack it up and take it home.
Ophie will be there. Oh, maybe not.
He probably will, because it's not too far from him. It's only like an hour or something. You did your first good live with your cam in 5 minutes. You got straight. I don't know why. No, I can't straight. I don't know. There's a lot of things you got to be careful with when you're doing live videos. There's certain things you can't show, like you can't show any weapons, you can't show any blood, anything like that, because they'll pick that up real quick. And yeah, sometimes when it comes to language, if you're using too much language. But as far as language goes, that's more of the the monetizing part. But yeah, if you show like blood or weapons or stuff like that, a lot of times they'll kick your live. Not feeling very good. That's no good. Sorry to hear that. I know you said you were sick. Never got a beaver. Yeah. Deducted, yeah. So there's a lot of deductions there, but that's about it. Most fun people are usually always great. Yeah, and I know a lot of times when it comes to the conventions, it has to do with who shows up. Because at the Oklahoma convention, there was supposed to be a couple of big names there, and they all couldn't make it for whatever reason. Average age of trappers in Wisconsin, 76 and 9. That's not good, Scab. You need to get some of them younger guys out there. Okay, trapping what knows you have at least is 2 years ago. That's crazy. They're gonna do it like a trap setting race. Up to the dirt. Yeah, fam, there's usually a lot of games like that already at the conventions. And a lot of the conventions, like the NTA is real big on it. There's a lot of stuff you're not supposed to do. Like, there's a lot of things you can't sell, a lot of things like games and stuff you can't do, because they put on their own, most of them have a cast iron toss, a trap setting contest, and all kinds of stuff. No explosions. What about Trapper J? Trapper J has had quite a few of his live videos taken down and stuff like that. And guys are in the field or bow season is on youth. Yeah, I know that was the big thing about Oklahoma was it was the opening weekend of youth season, so a lot of people were out hunting. Yeah, Grand Prize Trapper Mall. Yeah, the Oklahoma table was. Alright, PC. Just let me know when, man. I'll hook you up. Gotta take the books. That's crazy, Scam. There's conventions everywhere, PA. I know Pennsylvania has one of the biggest conventions in the country. PC. Yeah. The thing about youth being in trapping is it's real easy to get youth in trapping actually if they have someone that's willing to take the time to teach them and show them. But there's a lot of trappers that just don't want anything to do with it. It's in June. Yeah, PA, that's big thing with me. When I started, my business, I got to meet a lot of people that, there's a lot of people that I knew that trapped that I never knew that they did. In the East and Midwest, yeah. I think we're going to be trying to go to a few of them, but we're going to the NTA in Ohio. And then possibly the FTA that's in Kansas. And then we'll definitely be going to the Missouri convention because it's only about an hour and a half from my house. So we'll be going to it for sure. And then there's a trapping convention in Iowa that I'm going to go to. And then I'm going to really try to make it to Nebraska again this year too. It's in Lawrence, Kansas. But Kansas also has a state convention after the FTA. Yeah, RC's a great guy. You're only 34. PA, I'm 28, so. That's awesome, Scab. Yeah, my big thing isn't, I have the time to go to any of them because, I'll just make the time to go. It's more or less having the money to go. Kind of what I'm hoping is we're for sure going to the NTA. And hopefully going to make it to the FTA. So I'm hoping that I can make enough at each one of those shows to pay for the next one. So, I'm not really I don't expect to really profit from the shows. I just hope I could make enough from each one to go to the next one. That would be good enough for me, if that makes sense. You might be at the state convention. Yeah. All the trappers around here are the one guy around 15. Yeah, it's good to get the younger ones out there, honestly. So I'm going to go to as many conventions as I can. But, it's just one of those things that I kind of got to play it by ear. A lot of the conventions I went to last year, we weren't really sure if we were going to go until about, a week and a half before it. Some of them were crazy, like the Missouri convention. When we got home from the Missouri convention, we got home Monday, and then Wednesday morning we was leaving again. So, we was home one day. I'm gonna get a trap on
That's how we were with all of the conventions. We're home between 1 and 3 days.
Yeah, PA, it's hard. I try not to, rebait my sets very often unless I'm getting a ton of rain. Or if I can see that something's taking the bait, then I'll redo it. But it's hard to not just constantly second guess yourself when you're not catching stuff. So, if you go out on your line and all your traps are empty, you're just gonna sit there and think, oh man, I did something wrong. What do I need to change? Well, then you want to start changing stuff. Well, then that's usually when you end up, messing it up or scaring them off because you're not guaranteed if you set a trap, there's gonna be at least one animal walk by that every night. You might have 2 or 3 nights before something even is in that area. So, one of the biggest things with trapping is, of course, location and proper trap bedding. And then number 3 is patience. Iowa, box of Trip J, Kindle, okay. Scotch is huge, but it's a big deal. Yeah, Billings, that's crazy. See, in some of them states up north that do so well, like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, they're just so far. Even Ohio, man, it's, pretty much 11 hours one way. Last year I had a couple of people invite me up to New York. It's like, you're like 17, 18 hours from me. It's like, that's so far to drive. I use rebar stakes for my dog proofs, and that's pretty much it. I've been using some Fend super stakes for my anchors, but I'm going to switch to mostly drags. Yeah. Say there's a few conventions that I just really like that I'll continue to go to every year, and that's of course Missouri because that's my home state, but Nebraska and Bloomfield, the one in Iowa that Bruce Ropes does. Those are the three those would be like my top 3 I want to go to every year. Yeah, see, we cross-staked with rebar before and still had some coyotes pull out of them. But my big thing about using drags is, I move properties quite often, and it's a lot easier to just move a drag than it is to try to pull up a stake and move it. So, I use 4 or 5 drags this year, but I think next year I'm going to try to go to mostly drags. Use 2 stakes for water trapping, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm able to make either one of those, I'm probably going to pick Illinois over Kansas. Because I will already be going to Kansas for the FTA. And I don't know, I feel like there would be more of a showing in Illinois than Kansas, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know a couple people that use cement blocks for drowners on the beaver sets. Yeah, PC man, you do whatever videos you want. Um, a lot of the times, the more content you can put out, the more chance you have at, getting subscribers and followers. And it's good to change the content up a lot too, because you never know what somebody's going to be interested in. Is the tip of the driver supposed to have metal in it? What do you mean? The tip of the driver should have a slit right through the middle of it, right through the bottom of it. Yeah. Yeah, your state show is 45 miles north of you. Wingfield is 40 miles west, so it could be slow this time. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it seems like a lot of the times if you have the shows, the conventions, right next to the state lines, to me is better, because then you end up getting a couple different states that are coming to it. So, like to me, like in Missouri, when you have Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, to me that area right there would be an awesome place for a show, because then you're like right in the heart of, 3 states. Yeah, kayak pull a 2 foot boat. So, yeah. Adventures with James is back. How you doing? Like all but 1 or 2 centimeters metal. So I'm trying to think what you meant. Like the whole driver itself should be metal. And then it'll have a washer type thing that's welded on top. And then on the bottom, it'll come down and there'll be a slit in the bottom. And that's where it goes over your anchor. Halfway up in the walk around car shop. PA. Number 2K. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just what I get. I've heard that the Nebraska show is going to be right there, and oh, come on. What am I trying to think of? Oh, brain fart. I had a dog pump jack a steak once. Yeah. Rebar with loop or little quickly connection. Yeah. Do you remember where the Nebraska convention is this year? I know it's kind of close to Omaha, I think. It's like right real close to the Missouri line. It's like that on the bottom. There's a slit. Yeah, it's not going to be very deep, because it just fits right over the top of your anchor. It's just a small little slit that fits over your anchor. I mean, it's not going to go all the way down on your anchor like that. It just goes over the tip of your anchor.
In Lexington last time, right?
Yeah.
Stapleton. Is there a Facebook page for it?
The new concrete videos.
You poop? Did you poop?
I'm gonna use your phone.
You want cheese stick? You want cheese? Did you poop?
Oh, that's not what I want.
Eat it, did it? Eat it, and then here soon you'll go take a bath. Okay?
Yeah, just chilling. Let's see. Can't wait that. That's southern Nebraska. Love wolf fangs. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people use the wolf fangs. They use about 6. You're crazy.
Don't
What a
give the
12
dogs
months
their
too.
cheese.
That's not what I want. Yeah, that's it, I believe. Goodness. Chair. I finally found what I was looking for, so. Yeah. Maybe I didn't, I don't know. Maybe trappers get in on it little. Let's take a rebar scan and get earth anchors. Yeah, the problem with earth anchors here is we have so many rocks and our ground's so hard it's hard to use wolf fang spray in. Meat trapper's good. You watch trap lines and inlines one. I heard that the trap lines and inlines guy said that he wasn't going to trap no more. That's what I'm looking up, Ben, right now. He's burning out and wants to work on his cabin. Yeah. Yeah, I heard somebody say that he had quit trapping. Deer Slayer, he'll be back. Alright, man. It's hard to look what I'm looking for because my wife isn't part of the groups that I am on her Facebook. There we go. I didn't help. Don't threaten us, yeah. This place is up trapped around me as huge boulders. I can't get it going. Yeah, Adventures Jane. I'm gonna try to go to mostly drags next year because I just moved my traps so much, going from different properties that having to pull all the traps gets old real fast. I know it's closer to uh, Missouri this year because they said that it was on the other side of Nebraska this year. What is the big city that's right there by? We drove through it like 4 times last year.
The Nebraska Fur Harvester?
Okay, I'm asking about the city.
I don't know.
We drove through it 4 times last year. It's right by Missouri. Like you drive through it and then you're in Missouri.
I don't know.
Yeah, I watched a couple of the Traplines and Inlines videos, and a lot of his videos just seem staged to me. It seems like he goes and does stuff, and then he'll film himself like walking up to it or something. I don't know.
Where's that? Sioux
I
Falls or whatever?
I'd only watched 3 or 4 of them, but it was just some of them seemed a little odd to me when I watched them.
There's Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Omaha.
Omaha. It's so the Nebraska convention is close to Omaha. I remember them saying that it was gonna be close to Omaha.
Was it
Because
Nebraska Fur Harvester?
yeah, last year was in Seward, wasn't it?
No, it was in Lexington.
Lexington, Nebraska. I don't know. It's kind of crazy because those conventions, they'll like, our convention is in 3 weeks, so let's post about it, kind of thing. I don't have time for drag stuff. I don't have time for looking for what I do with my drags is I don't just throw them on the ground. I'll take my drag and I'll wrap it around a tree and then hook it back to the chain. Is how I do it. Yeah, I know where Omaha is. I know that's because my problem with a lot of the like the NTA, they know when they're going to do theirs and they know where because a lot of times they plan, a couple years in advance sometimes, and the FTA is the same way. But then a lot of the states, it's like, oh yeah, our convention's next month. Let's find a place to have it. I know Missouri's going to be by Springfield, so it's down here where I'm at. Your laptop died? That sucks. Because, like, I went to the, I don't know. I looked up a couple things to try to figure out what city it's in, and I can't find it. And a lot of the states are not real good at updating their website. But it's the Nebraska Fur Harvesters is what it is.
On that, but it's not. I went to the Facebook page and they don't have anything about.
Yeah, I know. They never do. Trapper Adrian is the one that would know.
What about Jonathan Cook?
Yeah, he would know because he's part of them. I want to say maybe it's in Seward, but it just...
It is.
I looked it up and that's nowhere near where I thought it was. I remember they told me that when I was there, they told me it was going to be closer to me this year.
What was it filmed called? It is in
Yeah.
sewer.
Yeah, it's in Missouri is by Springfield. It's in some little town by Springfield.
I remember this saying like sewer, Stewart, or
Yeah. And so I went to Google Maps and looked it up, and it's nowhere near where I was thinking. So I was like, I don't think that's it.
how do you spell it?
Seward.
It's still 6.5 hours away. It's that far from Omaha.
Oh, but I was thinking it was on the other side of the state.
No, it's closer to us.
I was saying I know, but I thought it was east, not south.
It's 6.5 hours from us.
I think it's in Seward, Nebraska.
It is. I remember them saying that.
I think. So it's by Omaha then, which is on the west side, I think.
I'll text Jonathan.
Darren said he wants you to stay another day after Missouri to take coyote instructions from you. That's awesome. Yeah, PC, a lot of those uh, things, they have like I don't know, they have things on videos that pick it up. Like if you post like a gun or a knife or blood, they'll automatically pick that up and kick your live. And they'll do the same thing with, having kids on there. Oh yeah, we heard about Russia. I think everybody's heard it by now. Where'd you find that? You haven't played with that in a long time. Can I see it? Hey, come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah. Yeah, PC, there's things like that that happen. Good Lord. Um, yeah, it's definitely scary for a lot of those people over there. I couldn't really imagine going through the stuff that Ukraine is. But
It's your fart machine.
yeah, she has a fart machine. You hear it?
The batteries are dead.
Batteries are dead. You just hit yourself in the head with it.
No, she said hello.
Piglet.
It's not Piglet. It's your fart machine.
Pig.
Are you gonna eat your pizza?
But Billingsley, are you saying you might come to Nebraska? I think Nebraska was close to one of my favorite ones, just because of the people that were there were, I mean, really, really nice. I'd say Bloomfield was my favorite one, and then Nebraska was probably number two, just because the people that were there were really, really nice. You threw your fart machine. Scab, yeah. I would come to that one if it wasn't like a day's drive.
Where?
North Carolina.
What? North Carolina?
Asheville.
That's.
Yeah, my wife just looked it up, and I guess it's 6.5 hours. Last year it was, I think, 10 hours, 9.5, 10 hours. And I know a lot of the people that were in Nebraska last year said, oh, nice, said they'd had it in that location before, and it was the best one they'd had in Nebraska.
The North Carolina one is 13 hours away.
Well, that's really not as bad as I thought. Scott, my wife said that that one would be 13 hours away for us.
It's 12 hours and 54 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You know, I have my YouTube family, and I have my TikTok family, and I have the ones that I love watching. You know, I'm always game to support new people, but sometimes it gets hard, you know, when you're following, 15, 20 people on YouTube and, 15, 20 on TikTok to be able to try to get on and watch everybody's lives and everybody's videos, and sometimes it's just hard. Omaha's 4 hours. That's not too bad. Yeah. Welcome back, Fisher. Say, Ohio, we're gonna have to go up on Wednesday, and we'll come home on Monday.
Okay, you got about 10 more minutes and then you get to go take a bath. Okay.
Whichever one is in Asheville is 10.5 hours from us, or what'd you say?
13.
13 hours.
I'm
Yeah,
just
10 hours,
rounding
13.
it to 5 minutes. It's 12 hours and 54 minutes.
But, yeah, convention season's coming. It'll be here before too long. Say at the NTA, I won't have a whole lot of stuff, because I'm not going to bring a bunch of stuff.
Bring in your stuff.
Yeah, I'm basically going to be bringing my stuff because I told the wife, I'm not going to take a lot of stuff because a lot of the baits and lures that I take and sell at conventions, all those people are going to be at the NTA. Duke Traps, Duke will be there, Minnesota will be there, F&T will be there, Hoosier, all those people are going to be there, so it'd be hard for me to take a bunch of that stuff up there and sell it without, pretty much selling it at cost. So I'll probably just be taking my stuff up to the NTA. And that's probably how I'm going to do a lot of the conventions this year. Because I didn't hardly sell any traps at all last year at the convention. I just carried them, I would take them there and turn around and take them home. So,
I sold some in Nebraska.
yeah. I sold some in Nebraska and sold a few in Iowa. But that's about it. And I sold some of the Long Spring number 4 Bridgers in Oklahoma. Not very many. I think I sold like half a dozen there. See, I still got a lot to learn about conventions. I've only went to conventions 1 year, so. Hey LTO, how you doing tonight? You got a pen? Is that cool?
You wanna get mommy a date? No, ma'am.
Got everything ready for trapping this weekend. That's good.
Oh, yes, thank you. Paper.
Dawn, yeah.
Paper.
We're gonna be there. Yeah. You know, yeah, because I'm gonna be bringing all my stuff to the NTA.
No.
But that's what I'll tell you. You know,
Go play before
like
it's that time.
you know, Mark, June, Sawmill, you, all you know, they're all gonna be there, and
Baby.
I don't want to be trying to
You want bread?
sell people stuff when they're there. You know what I mean?
Pretzels?
All right, PC. Thanks for hopping in
You
tonight.
want this? This?
So.
This? This? That's bread. You want pretzels?
Goodness. Oh boy. What? Did she just call you that? Oh boy.
You want supper?
We're baiting hardware. Yeah. So,
Supper?
I don't know. Like when we went to the Nebraska convention last year, it was one of my favorite, but Funky was there. And he pretty much brought a trapping store with him. How many traps you have this weekend? Yeah, you know, I sold quite a bit of bait and lure last year. And then I sold a few anchors. I sold a pretty good amount of anchors. But I didn't sell very many like hammers and shovels. I didn't hardly sell any of that stuff. Didn't sell very many traps. I had quite a few people asking me for snares and cable restraints and stuff like that.
You can order more shirts.
I don't know. We'll see. I need to find a new place to do them. Sometimes you wish the convention were more manufacturers to retailers. Yeah. Hey, Kendra Rhodes, how you doing tonight? 6 minutes left on. Yeah, it's hard to really, because that's what I tell everybody. You know, at the NTA, literally everybody is there.
Is Nebraska.
Yes, Jonathan. So yeah, the Nebraska convention is going to be in Seward, Nebraska. I just asked one of my friends that's part of the association. It's going to be in Seward. Working at the pizza shop. Awesome. Making them pizzas. Hopefully not any of them Hawaiian pizzas. They're sick. Okay?
You're sick.
No, you're sick. Yo. That's awesome. Ow. Hurt.
Yeah, come here.
So I'm setting all my traps up tomorrow and playing Sunday and Monday.
Okay, fine. I won't baby you.
One for me. I'll pass on that, man.
5 minutes.
I'm not
let's
a cooked pineapple guy. Yeah, it's not too far. You know, it's 6.5 hours for me. It's not real bad.
Where's your sucker?
Last year I think it was like 9-10 hours.
Where's your sucker at, baby?
It was a funny one, yeah. It's definitely fun. It's kind of cool having all the different guests on there last night. My God.
We gotta get your bubble bath.
As far as like the outdoors community, like the hunting and trapping, we had a couple of pretty big names come into our live last night on TikTok. The only thing wrong with Hawaiian pizza is that they're called Hawaiian. Yeah. There's a lot wrong with the Hawaiian pizza. That live last night was long too. Definitely my longest one so far. So it was about 6.5 hours last night. That live was on TikTok. Your pizza making speed on my TikTok. Is it gonna be Hawaiian pizza? Hey, if you do that, it's got to be like a supreme pizza now. It can't be like a one-topping pizza. This is my speed pizza. Cheese. No. You get to go to Vegas. That's awesome, man. Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You make 3 pizzas in 1 minute. That's awesome. Now, where you work, do you guys make your own crust and dough also? Yeah, I like pineapple. I just don't like it cooked or heated. It's just weird to me. Like those Hawaiian burgers. When I was a chef, we had to make those all the time, and yeah, we had it was a burger with pineapple and barbecue sauce, and it was, I'm not what I'm into. I mean, somebody needs to make a Carolina barbecue pizza. It's gotta be good. Domino's does that for you. So I'm just popping in, about to get in. Well, thanks for coming in, man, and I hope you stay safe out there with all that snow. Can't pineapple's good. Yeah, but it's not hot. Bro's working. That sucks, the LTO. Sorry about that. I like thick crust. Your traps have been empty for a few days. Yeah, that's never fun. Checking empty traps day after day, that's never fun. That's what I said, that's when people start to think that, they did something wrong and they want to start fixing it, and that's usually when it ends up getting messed up. You don't think that bobcat's gonna happen? Did you ever message Song Dog? How long have you been making pizzas? "21 years? That's fun. Has it always been for Domino's?" Mr. Somebody been making pizza for 40 years? If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I'm going to answer any questions you guys have. Are you the manager there then? If you've worked there that long, you should be owning it. Plus, all depends on the type of pizza, thick to Detroit style, thin to New York style. See, Scab, now you're putting too much thought into it. You're the GM? That's awesome. Never made a pizza, but you've eaten a bunch of them. Oh no, Scab is right. Yeah. You know, I'm not real picky when it comes to pizza. I don't like pineapple. Anything else that really matters, you know. I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms and olives either, but I'll eat them. You know, like I said, I'm not real picky when it comes to pizza, but I don't want pineapple and I don't want seafood. You know, when I was a chef, we were, um, you know, it's a higher end kitchen, and we'd have to make like anchovy pizza and shrimp and lobster and all this kind of weird stuff. And, you know, I could make it, but I ain't eating it. You know what I mean? Domino's an expensive company to start. Yeah, a lot of them are. Finally got the right fleshy meal in the middle today. With 3 different pie shops and 22 of them were award-winning. Scab. Are you saying they were award-winning because you was there? Scab is a pro pie maker. Scab, what's your favorite kind of pie? And I'm not too big on like buffalo pizza, like buffalo chicken pizza. I'm not a huge fan of hot sauce. I like some of them, but the real vinegary ones I don't really care for. Shields loaded meat. They won before and during. Yeah, and see, we have a Jim's Razorback Pizza here in my town, and they have a pizza. It's called the Razorback Pizza, and I really like it. It's got sausage, pepperoni. It's got like steak, like Philly steak on it. It's got hamburger, all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. Favorite lure and bait on your site. I want to try some of your stuff out. I'll say some of my favorites or that I make are my Highway 90 roadkill lure and my new one, the Kryptonite. I really like it. I had a lot of success with that one. And then the Predator Blues. Predator Blues bait. That's probably my 3 top ones that I really, really liked. That of course, I've used those more than I have the others, and I've had more success with them because I've used them more. But, like my Black Vine, I don't really set a whole lot of cat sets. Um, You know, I might have one cat set for every 10 coyote sets. And my Predator 360 is a gland lure, and I did really well with it when I used it, but I don't use a gland lure a whole lot. What was she laughing about?
She's taking a shower.
I figured that. Yeah.
It's easier to wash your hair that way. She got in the water, went like this, and let it like.
Yeah. You know, I gotta say, I really appreciate you guys. You know, I've done a lot of lives here on YouTube. You know, I usually do 3 to 4 a week. Probably the last 2 months on here. And I think this is the first time that I've maintained about 15 people the whole way through. Usually I'm right about 8. You know, there's a few times I'll get up to 14, 15, but not for too long. You know, it'll stay usually around 7 or 8. So I really appreciate you guys hopping on here. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I'll answer them truthfully as best that I can. I use it and hopefully it will flush enough doesn't stand for next week. Sounds fun, LTO. So, you know, convention season's coming up, so I'm going to start really working on getting some inventory stocked up to take to conventions, because once they start, I don't really have time to come home and make more. You know, because usually we'll come home Monday and then Wednesday we're headed out to the next one. So I definitely got to get a bunch of inventory built up to last. Can you eliminate cast traps? I don't really know. I know cast is not real easy to weld on. And I don't really know if you'd really want to anyway, because the laminated jaws are already pretty thick jaws, and the cast jaws are already pretty thick jaws, and it kind of makes up for the lamination already. So, favorite raccoon lure for dog proofs. So, on my dog proofs, I just use cheap dry dog food, and most of mine this year I ran my coon jam lure on, and you know, I caught a ton of coons with that. And then the persimmon and peanut butter coon syrups. Those are the only two that I used this year. You know, I didn't open up a whole bunch of stuff, but I know I had luck with about every one of my coon syrups. You know, whether it be cherry or peanut butter or fish or apple or honest, whatever. So does a loan bait you make hold well for some soon? Yeah, man, it'd be good till then. My lures are very strong. Um, you know, I had a couple people message me today that had ordered stuff from me last weekend, and a lot of them got their packages yesterday and today. And man, this stuff is really strong. They're like, I'm kind of impressed, and I'm like, yeah, you definitely don't want to leave it inside. So yeah, it holds very well. The baits, I definitely make them to where they're gonna hold very well. You know, if anything, they're just going to get better the longer they sit. You can scabs have to use nickel rod or wire. Alright, dear Slayer, I appreciate it, man. You have a good night. Just want to get someone needs to make a trap legal for inside job spot. Scab should like it. Yeah. See, I've never seen anybody laminate a cast draw, so I don't really know. But for 550s, I would go Dukes. You know, my big thing about the MB or the Dukes on the 550s and stuff, there is such a price difference. And as far as the traps themselves, you know, I've heard from many people there's really not a whole lot of difference. I do like the pans on the Dukes a lot better. The square pans, and then the 650 has like a rectangle pan. So I really do like the pans on the Dukes. So, in my opinion, I tell people that if it was me, I would order the Duke brand, because if you're buying 2 dozen traps, the money you would save on 2 dozen traps is almost enough money to buy a third dozen if you're buying Dukes over MB. So, because you know, a 4-coiled MB 550 is almost $230, and the Duke 550 is $165. So, you're talking $60 difference on a dozen traps that are virtually the same thing. And the same thing when you get to the 650s. You know, a Duke 650 is $200 a dozen. A MB cast 650 is almost $300 a dozen. It's like $275 or something like that. A 450 is basically like a 1 3/4 trap. So, you know, that's what I tell people. If money's not your issue at all, you know, MB is an awesome trap, phenomenal trap. But if you're, you know, on a budget and you're wanting to get as many traps as you can, I would definitely, you know, go towards Duke. So, and I know there's a lot of people that are just, you know, I only buy American-made products or whatever. Well, you know, MB is not always American-made products, and it's not always American-made or American-made parts that go on them. If you go on the website, it says on the website that basically we use American parts when we can. You know, sometimes we will use foreign-made parts when we can't. So, yeah, half dozen is what I would look for. Yeah. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like an MB 450 is basically the equivalent size of like a 1 3/4 trap. But now, you know, if I was to say that like the MB 550 and the Duke 550 if there was only like, a $10 or $15 price difference, I would probably just say do the, buy MB for sure. But there's such a price difference that, I mean, it's like, $60 difference for a dozen traps. That's quite a bit of money. Yeah, the Dukes that were made back then and the Dukes that are made now are completely different. That's what I tell you. Everybody that's had problems with Duke traps is, they own the ones from, 10, 15 years ago. And them Dukes are not the greatest. Like, just a Duke number 2 circle jaw trap is probably one of my least favorite traps I've ever used in my life. I hate them. To me, they're hard to set. They're hard to bed. It's hard to get the pan to set level. I just don't like the trap at all, period. But now, the Duke number 2 dogless trap, I love the trap. The Pro Series 650s and stuff, I love them. They're great traps. So, they have really great dog proofs. I would start with 1, 2 Dukes, 1, 2 Dukes. Yeah. Yeah, because, there's always people that prefer like a dogless trap over the MB style cast draw. So it all depends what you like. And like, the number 2 circle jaw Duke that I just don't like. There's some people out there that's probably their favorite trap that there ever was. What's the best inline chain spring? Probably the JC Connor is probably the best one of those. You don't like cutting chain to be 8 inches? Yeah. But again, that's just my opinion on stuff like that. So, and like me as a, as a business, as a trap dealer, I would much rather sell Duke traps than any other brand. I really want to get the No BS brand, but like, as far as Bridger, Minnesota, and all those other ones, I would rather carry and sell Duke traps than all those other ones. Like the Sleepy Creeks. Yeah. Yeah, I got a message on TikTok and it like disconnected the video for like 3 seconds. So my TikTok is kind of blew up quite a bit. Faster than I thought it would. And I've been meaning to get more content, like videos done for YouTube, but it's just been so crazy the last couple weeks. I haven't hardly been able to do anything. There's been just in the last week 2 or 3 nights that I've been out in the shop making baits and lures and stuff like that for 6 hours. See, I don't mess with counter bears. I've never really used any of them. Um, they are. Sleepy Creek is. Um, Brian McKee that owns Southern Snare and Supply, Purchased Sleepy Creek last year. They haven't started production yet. I don't know when they're going to, but I record everything that I do on my phone. All my lives, all my videos, everything. I do it all on my phone and I record everything myself. There's a few of my earlier videos where my wife filmed for me, but most of them I film myself. And they're all done on my phone. The biggest downside to filming on your phone isn't really the quality of the picture, it's the sound. Yeah, right now, Bridger doesn't even have a lot of their Honey Bears in stock. Last time I looked, they had, I think, 3 or 4 sizes out of stock. Tell you what, a trap that I used this year that I really, really, really liked, and if they weren't so expensive, I'd buy a lot more of them, was the new Alpha trap. If they weren't so expensive, I'd probably more than likely switch to mostly those traps. But they're expensive. So. So Scab, are you going to be able to use that trap from the box? Are you going to be able to use it this year, or are you going to wait till next year to use it? Oh yeah? Who is that? I've had a couple people ask me if I could start selling them, but I didn't know, I don't know where to get them from. And I'm too small of a guy to, order a pallet or two from Canada. See if it's legal. Hi! Hi! Coming here for this review. Alright. Snare Shop has them. Alright. Hi! I'll have to check that out. Hey, baby! You're wet. Did you take a shower? Yeah, was it fun?
Did you bust your head?
Did you fall and get hurt? Did you get mama wet? Yeah.
Did you get the bathroom wet?
Were you having fun? You're wet. Why are you biting me? You bit me.
She hit her cheek and her forehead. You ready to go get clothes on? It's cold. Don't eat the towel. You nasty. Yeah.
You like number 3 bridge trap? Oh. I really begin to like the Duke 650. So, I really begin to like the Duke 650, and I really like the new Alpha trap, but, they're $280 a dozen, so it's a lot of money. And I do like the dogless trap. I really like those traps, but... And, I got to, I'm gonna get a few of the no BS traps to try. So. I haven't used enough traps to say whether if one is my favorite or not, but it's a surprise. Yeah, that's what I tell everybody. I don't really keep the boxes a secret, but I, it's one of the things I don't want to really ruin it for everybody that's ordered one, that's getting one. They have a hard time night latching. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, it's a surprise. Yeah, Scab. You said I know you said that you forgot to film the unboxing of it, but are you going to film what was in it anyway? Price on a dozen DPs. It really depends on brand. Most of them are about 135 to 140 a dozen. Uh, Prices just went up on a lot of traps. But like the Dukes, I think the Dukes are 135, I believe, for a dozen. So. I know Z traps are a little more expensive. The FB ones are I think are like $15 more than all the others. But the FB ones, they're like the easy set where you just squeeze them and they're set. Alright, I'm filming it tomorrow. Yeah, I seen that video this morning. There's a couple of traps in that on his wall that I wouldn't mind having. It's a small fortune. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those farm stores, they all want, about $15 at the cheapest, if you can see them. Need to see if your setters will work. Yeah. Harris is a guy on TikTok. His name's Song Dog Harris. Harris is his last name. I don't know what she's barking at. But I'm going to go ahead and hop off here tonight. I appreciate you guys all being on here tonight and chatting with me. So, hope everybody has a good weekend. I know a lot of people have had bad weather or they're about to get bad weather, so yeah, I appreciate that. A lot of people don't have TikTok, I've noticed. A lot of people have like only one social media platform, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. So, yeah, it is. Good night, Internet Veteran. I appreciate it. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. If you do have a TikTok, yeah, go ahead and follow me on there because I do a lot of live videos on TikTok as well. So, TikTok took down. Yeah, TikTok takes down a lot of videos. They've taken down a lot of my videos, but I like the way their live videos are because I can do my live video and have like 2 guests on with me at the same time. So, it's pretty cool. So, again, I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe with all the weather that's coming. So, thank you guys.